Good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. A short night for a lot of people as law enforcement got very few hours of sleep last night after what occurred in Meridian, Mississippi. We're going to be covering that coming up at 7 o'clock this morning. Won't you join us? We'll give you a full rundown of the situation that happened downtown Meridian. Well, not downtown, but on the outskirts within the city limits of a hostage situation. We've got all of those details coming up this morning. Right now in Meridian, it is 40. Where are you at? We're going to get to 75, some 35 degrees warmer than it is now. How big old boy are you? Do you wear short sleeves at this time of day? I don't. It's too chilly for me outside. Remember this, today, this weekend, today, Good Friday, this is how it all began, what helped us all out. Easter Sunday is on the way. I hope you'll find a church that you can go to. Find out what all that fuss is all about. Something to it out there. We have an Easter egg hunt coming up at 10 o'clock this morning at Velma Young Park. We have another one on Sunday at Highland Park. And the numerous churches and other places are doing. If you have one, make sure to inbox us so that we can share that. Kids love Easter egg hunting. It's all about being a kid. It's fun. So if you happen to know where one is, please let us know so we can share that and the youngsters can come out and enjoy themselves. You're only young once, and it flies by. Enjoy every opportunity that you have to do stuff like this, whether it's your kids or your grandkids. Take part of it. As I get older in life, I realize just how precious those moments were. Let's go out to Collinsville now. Let's get a good word. Brother Ben has something nice to tell us this morning.
If every time...
Today in the day of Holy Week is what we call Good Friday. Now that name is quite oxymoronic because Good Friday, in a sense, was a very dark day. It was the day that Jesus was crucified. One of the hymns said, "Oh, to see the dawn of the darkest day, Christ on the road to Calvary, tried by sinful men, torn and beaten then, nailed to a cross of wood." You see, Jesus on this day, after being arrested and condemned to death by Jewish authorities, was turned over to the Roman authorities for crucifixion. Although the Jews wanted to kill Jesus, they weren't legally able to by law. That power was put into the hands of a Roman governor named Pontius Pilate. And although he was reluctant and tried to absolve himself from the decision, he eventually gave in to the Jewish mob and sentenced Jesus to scourging and crucifixion. Roman soldiers, after almost scourging Jesus to death with a cat o' nine tails and mercilessly mocking him, led him away to a place called Calvary in Latin, Golgotha in Hebrew. In English, these words mean skull. They led Jesus to a place called the Skull. It was either a hillside outside the city of Jerusalem that kind of looked like a skull, or it was a place where people were put to death and turned into skulls, skeletons. It was a grim place, and Jesus was crucified, which is a horrific way to die. But remember, this dark day is called Good Friday. You see, although the events of the day were awful, they were also very good because on that day, Jesus paid for our sins. There on the cross, the sins of every person who will believe on Jesus were paid for, and the wrath of God was extinguished toward them. So what a good day indeed. Beloved, Jesus went to the cross on that dark day to save you from the penalty of your sins, and every person who will turn from their sins and trust in Jesus will be saved. And if you've never done that, today would be an excellent day. It would turn your Good Friday into the best Friday ever. In fact, you can talk to God right now. Pray to Him. Tell Him you know you're a sinner and that you hate your sin. Ask God to forgive you, and ask Him to be your Lord and Savior. Put all your hope in His life, death, and resurrection, and follow Him. Good Friday. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Hope you enjoyed that so much. Sunday morning, they'll be open there in Collinsville. And again, in most cases, if you've heard me say before, there's usually a church within 15 minutes of where you live. No matter where you are. More so in the South than it is the rest of the nation. But there's a place not far from you. Look it up no matter where you're watching me from. Sunday morning, it's going to be a big hoopla. A lot of early morning. The sunrise services. I hadn't gotten a lot of those listed yet. But if you've got a sunrise service, inbox us. Let us spread the word for that. My Pillow makes headlines this morning, and it's, again, as we watch the media nationwide as they report things, it's not exactly the way they had it written. Headline saying that basically they're going bankrupt and not making a deal. Turns out he was subleasing a warehouse He subleased it to somebody else. They're not leasing it from him. He met with the people that he rented it from and said, I don't need it anymore. And the guy said, well, let's just end the contract. And they had the man going bankrupt. He owes him a couple $100,000 in rent, which will be paid. He said, we're in good financial status. People will take a hint and run with something in the wrong direction. We know how that works. Mike Lindell and My Pillow in good shape there. A California man that was convicted of killing his mother at age 13 was paroled when he got 18. He got out, slate clean. He would then go on to do other things. Break the law. He was put into custody again. He got out again. Broke the law 2 more times. He was captured this week in Mexico. They're going to bring him back. Bad people do bad things over and over. Watch how you handle them. That's what I can pass along to the folks who are in those positions. A lot of judges behind that. Now, this is making news. Punxsutawney Phil. I just assumed that all of them did this, but Punxsutawney Phil now has a son. I just assumed that each one of them had been doing this for years. But they say that he's the first one in years to have that. Has 2 babies there. So congratulations to Punxsutawney. Social Security, and you look at these numbers here, there are times, especially elderly, when you're on Social Security, that's all you get. You're penalized for having anything. You can't have too much in your checking account or they'll take it away. As we look at this, they're going to be making a few changes. So you get a little help with food. Before, that was counted as income. Now, as we look at the breakdown for this, the monthly maximum security amounts in 24, $943 per person. Now, y'all think about that now. Right now, what everything cost and your only income of bringing in was $943 a month. Your light bill is a quarter of that. If your home is not paid for, you add another rent. You got to eat. For couples, it's $1,400 a month. It's tough, and so they're going to take away the fact that if you get a little supplement for food, that doesn't count away from that $943. Much needed for the American public. Instead of giving it to another country or some other, y'all know where I'm going with that. And I know that there will be some go, well, they should. No, not everyone. There are people that can't work. There truly are. They're the elderly. This is a much needed thing for the American people that worked all their lives. And that's their only source of income. North Carolina, they're going to revoke the license of the wilderness camp where the 12-year-old boy died. Went there for those camps that they have for troubled teens is what this was. 12-year-old went there and he died. They're going to revoke the license of this group. 2 people this morning where did the other one go here? North Carolina. I must have misplaced it. We had 2 people that for voting fraud that were up. One was a Republican, one was a Democrat. I've lost one of the stories that I had that I was going to talk about. We have this guy that was a Trump supporter that done wrong, and we also had a Joe Biden supporter who had just gotten out of prison. Both were wrong. Doesn't matter what party you're affiliated with. If you're a convicted criminal, you cannot vote. Either side. That's just the way it is. That's the law. Let's see what's helping this morning. Pennsylvania. Do y'all remember? I never hardly watched these scary movies. Do y'all remember a movie called Scream? Well, it came to real being as we go to Pennsylvania. Guy put on one of those masks from one of those, and he did just what they did in the movies. Killed a neighbor with a chainsaw. Went home and watched a movie. There are scary people in this world. Watch who you associate with. The calm neighbor sometimes, whoa. Let's see what else we have here. As we get down, Canadians in a mess there. Their financial status is not good. Secret police report and warn Canadians they may revolt once they realize how broke they are under Truders, as many under 35 are most likely never be able to afford a home the way it's written. That's Canada's where that is. What else do we have happening this morning? It often disturbs me of people that go and I'm sure you're in the same boat with this because you worked hard for your home. Whether you own it, you're renting it, you're paying for wherever you are. For those who move into others' homes, they're called squatters. Have y'all seen this? The latest one, Long Island. We go to New York for this story to where she is demanding that she be paid off to leave a home that's not hers. She'll leave if they pay her money. Can y'all believe that? This is America. That should not happen. The law, if you own it, you should own it, and that person be evicted. The laws protect those, it seems, from time to time that do nothing for society. We're in troubled times, and I promise you that. We'll be right back as we'll get into your forecast as we get ready for the morning show coming up at 7. Let's check that forecast here in just a moment.
Advanced Auto Glass by Joey can handle all your windshield repair and replacement needs. Service work is guaranteed and covered by warranty. Our technicians are professional, auto glass trained, and have over 100 years of combined experience. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey utilizes in-house calibrations for vehicle safety systems. Most insurances are accepted, and reliable mobile service is available in surrounding areas. Keep cars cool and secure with custom tinting, side mirror replacement, and AquaPel windshield wipers. There's one clear choice in auto glass repair. Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
Sanders Gas, Sanders Air and Heat is your full-service propane supplier since 1946. We take pride in ensuring reliable, friendly service to our customers. We also provide safety tune-ups related to propane, air conditioning, and heating systems, keeping our community efficient and safe. I'm Chuck Sanders, and yes, we're local.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
And welcome back. As we look at our record highs and record lows, it was 1946. We got a little plus in there for added beauty this morning. Typo. 88 was the warm temperatures. We'll go back to 1894. That's been a popular day for weather this week. 27 it was back in 1894. Sitting at 40 this morning, above that. As we see that, look at this perfect weather today for the Easter egg hunt coming up at 10 o'clock today. 75 is set for a high, 73 through Philadelphia and Columbus, even through Mississippi State back over to the river. We'll pretty much see somewhere between 74 at Greenwood and 75 all the way down the Mississippi River. Beautiful weather there. Enjoy yourself. As we go to Bama, we see that Demopolis has 74 this morning. Clanton, Alabama, setting at 73. We do see Montgomery will make it somewhere around 74, and over where the trees are in Auburn, somewhere around 72. As we look here, that cooler temperature this morning has made its way across here. Cool mornings, but we are warming up later there as we look at that 10-day outlook. Now, here's our 7-day outlook. 75 today, even warmer in the upcoming days. Look at this. 79 on Saturday, 82 on Easter Sunday. It's going to be perfect to break out that Easter dress and, well, go out. Monday, even better, 84. We do have thunderstorms forecasted for Tuesday. We'll watch this to see if the National Weather Service thinks if these could turn ugly or not. Right now, 50% chance of thunderstorms. As we make it to Wednesday, about 68. Let's go another week into April. Can y'all see that? April the 12th already in the forecast. We see 71, and somewhere around the 7th of April, we'll start seeing those April showers. A full week of it there. All rain showers listed through the 12th. A good 50% chance most of those days also. So we'll get some wet stuff coming there. Normally happens there. What about fishing today? Well, let's find out. Let's see here. It looks like perfect time today is going to be about 4 o'clock this afternoon. 4 to 6 p.m. Perfect weather there. If you can make it out to go fishing, enjoy yourself. I predict, and I'm probably sure Oak Tibby, places like that will be packed tomorrow. Beautiful weather lined up. Enjoy yourself. One of the first weekends that we've had this nice of weather rolling in with no threat of anything. So I hope you'll get out and enjoy yourself with that. Today, the wind's going to be calm around 5 today. So perfect for that. If you've been needing to do something outside, not kite flying weather at all. We got the gang all lined up as we'll go live here in a few moments to tell you and recap everything that went on yesterday. Oh, we had someone shot yesterday. Did y'all know that? It did. Happened in Meridian. We're going to tell you about that, along with standoffs and all the other things that went on behind the scenes as you were at work. It's all coming up 7 o'clock here at the Scotty Ray Report.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.